welcome to Arlington National Cemetery, the gravesite of William Jennings Bryan, who will be the focus of this video on the Modernist Fundamentalist controversy. After 3 failed presidential bids, Bryan began lecturing in 1901 on religious and political themes, and for the next 25 years he spoke to hundreds of thousands of people. By 1905, he had concluded that Darwinism and the modernism of higher criticism were allies in promoting liberalism within the church. In lectures from 1905, Bryan spoke out against the spread of Darwinism, which he characterized as involving the operation of the law of hate, the merciless law by which the strong crowd out and kill off the weak, and warned that this could undermine the foundations of Christianity. Bryan linked evolution to Germany at the outbreak of World War I and claimed that Darwinism provided a justification for the strong, the Germans in this case, to dominate the weak, and was therefore a source of German militarism. Referencing German academics, Germany had placed Christ's teachings with Nietzsche's philosophy based on the ideas of survival of the fittest, and the implication that America would suffer the same fate if left unchecked. Bryan argued that German militarism and barbarism came from their belief in the struggle for survival, described in Darwin's work, The Origin of Species. He said, "The same science that manufactured poisonous gases to suffocate soldiers is preaching that man has a brute ancestry and eliminating the miraculous and supernatural from the Bible." In his 1921 book, The Menace of Darwinism, he said that Darwinism is not a science at all. It is a string of guesses strung together. In response to The Menace of Darwinism, some of his critics in the New York newspapers, such as the New York Herald on February 12, 1922, titled, "W.J. Bryan Tilts at Modern Science." The article is very similar to today's papers, where it attacks the man more than the words of the man, claiming that he is essentially an idiot for believing in God and the Bible. The writer claims that he is naively medieval. Interestingly enough, the writer quotes Bryan's best argument, saying, "We find that the first sentence of Genesis comprehends the entire subject. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. No one has been able to overthrow it," which is true. No one had then, and no one has now. The article attempts to dismantle Bryan's book with flourishes of verbose name-calling and sarcasm, yet provides no counterproof to Bryan's actual claims. Responding in kind in the New York Herald on March 19, 1922, Bryan described Darwinism as the hypothesis of man's origin which has received most support among those who believe in evolution as applied to man. He said that he did not see it as a worthwhile pursuit because it should make no difference on the philosophy of life. He claims that this is simply a theory that is unproven and would not hold up as evidence in court. He's saying it is accepted by scientists who want to get away from God. Bryan draws from Darwin himself, saying at the close of his life he declared that the beginning of all things was a mystery insoluble to us. He claimed that it is not evolution but growth that advances plants and animals. Evolution avoids creation. Further criticism from a writer in the New York Tribune on April 3, 1922 claims that Bryan again is an idiot and not scientific, stating Bryan prefers mud to monkey in hunt for primal ancestry, recounting Bryan's speeches where he's quoting from Genesis, "For dust thou art, and into dust you shall return." Bryan is not saying that man came from mud, but that it was created by God. Again, the writer is twisting and hyperbolizing Bryan's words. A common theme throughout this episode is similar to today's newspapers, where authors and speakers are misquoted out of context and hyperbolized to seem insane. It is no wonder that people who abandon logic and faith for a headline have no belief in God. Jennings is seen today for his defense of fundamentalist Christianity in the face of modern science, evolution, and Darwinism, as an advocate for biblical literalism, conservative government views, and women's suffrage. Thank you.